He was just an ordinary young man until he made just one mistake. A mistake that made him knock on the bottom door. A world with no escape. I was just an ordinary guy, 19 years old, working as a delivery boy in a small pizza restaurant. I had no ambition, not many friends. My life was boring. Until one day everything changed. That day, a strange order arrived at 2 a.m. The address? A luxurious villa on the outskirts of the city. No one orders pizza at that time and in that place. But I said, no problem, delivery, and that's it. I arrived at the villa. The door opened by itself, and there were men in formal suits, and their looks were heartbreaking. One of them took the pizza and said to me, "Come with us for a while, the president wants to see you." I froze. Who was the president? What was going on? They took me into a dark room, and there was a bald man sitting behind him, with 4 guards. He said, "Your name is Youssef, right? You know how to drive well?" I said, "That means yes, a little." He said, "Do you want to earn more money than your monthly salary in half an hour?" Of course, I said, "Yes." And that's where it all began. They gave me a bag and told me, "Take it to a certain place, but don't open it." I got into a black car and drove off. I felt like the police could stop me at any moment. When I arrived, I gave the bag to someone else and took an envelope containing 5,000 rials. 5,000 in less than an hour. And from then on, I started working with them. First, delivery. Then I started receiving heavy work, transporting money, smuggling prohibited items, and even monitoring people. But what I didn't know was that they were preparing me for something bigger. One day, the president himself told me, "On Saturday, we need you to drive our car in the biggest robbery in our history. And if you do it right, you'll be my right-hand man." Saturday came. I was standing in front of the mirror wearing the black suit they had given me. I was nervous, my heart pounding as if I were entering a war, not just a robbery. The boss handed me the keys to an armored car and said, "The mission is simple. The team goes to the bank, waits exactly 4 minutes, and leaves immediately. Any delay equals failure." 3 armed men got in with me, and one, named Lara, was in charge of opening the safe. Lara wasn't a stranger to me. I knew her before, she was my school friend, but she suddenly disappeared, out of my life. And now, I find her in the middle of the Mafia? I asked her in a whisper. "What are you doing here?" Without looking at me, she said, "Working, like you." We arrived at the bank. We stood in front of the back door. They quickly got out, and the operation began. I counted. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3, 4. But they didn't return. At the 6th minute, I was intending to escape. But suddenly the door opened and they got in, shouting, "Go!" I drove as fast as I could, with patrols, planes, and the whole city upside down in the background. In the middle of the chase, I heard something strange. Lara was talking to someone on the speaker. "Yes, I have the bag, but Youssef doesn't know. I'll take you after I escape from them." I froze. Lara was betraying the team, or me. I suddenly turned the car and entered a deserted tunnel. I stopped, pulled out the gun, and shouted, "Get out of the car, Lara!" Her eyes widened, and she said, "Youssef, listen to me. I'm not a traitor. But there's something you need to know about the president. He's not what you expect." Before I could pull the trigger, I heard a shot from afar. A bullet entered the car and hit one of the men who were with us. And the worst thing? There weren't any police behind me. They were the Mafia men themselves. The president had betrayed us all. We were trapped inside the tunnel. Bullets were flying, one of the team members was injured, and Lara was shaking, trying to explain something to me that I didn't understand at the time. But I was worried about one thing. The president had betrayed us. I shouted at her, "What do you mean the president isn't what I imagined?" She replied, "The president was planning to kill us after the operation. He didn't want us to live and reveal something dangerous because the bag we stole contained something bigger than money. I opened the bag thinking I'd find money, diamonds, anything. But what I found was a black folder with a strange seal. I opened the folder and found documents, names, secret accounts, all of which linked the president to major politicians, businessmen, even police investigators. He had secrets that could destroy countries, not just the Mafia. We decided to confront him. I took the car and we took a back road to the main hideout. I knew it well. I'd spent months there. We entered through the back door and there were 3 guards. Lara shot the first, I shot the second, and the third escaped. We arrived at the president's room. He was sitting at a luxurious table, smoking a cigar, as if he'd been waiting for us. He said to me coldly, "Hello, Youssef. I expected you to die in the tunnel, but it's clear you're tougher than me." "Like this." I told him, "It's all over. We have the documents. We have the evidence." He laughed and said, "But you can't get out. This place is booby-trapped. If I take it out, you'll all explode." A moment of silence. Lara looked at me and said, "I know the detonation code. I was a spy from the beginning. I work with the anti-mafia unit, but I couldn't tell you. I had to penetrate them from the inside." I was shocked, but I believed her. I pressed a button and detonated the detonation system. I told the president, "The game is over," and we handed him over to the authorities, along with all the evidence. The next day, the news broke. The most dangerous mafia organization in the Middle East dismantled, a major scandal involving senior officials. A 19-year-old was the mastermind behind the end of the mafia. And me, I disappeared. I'm no longer a delivery man. I'm no longer a driver. I'm just a story about someone who started from nothing, faced the world, and wrote his own end. The end.